hospital here was thinking, they were getting more and more children patients, and they were thinking about building a house to accommodate that. And then when they found out about the Ronald McDonald houses, and at that time maybe there were just a few scattered throughout the country, they said, oh, that'd be great. But of course we were a smaller co-op. We only had about, I think, 26 stores at the time, so we weren't able to help, to build the house. But the hospital was willing to build the house, and if they could get the name of the Ronald McDonald House. And boy, this was Keto Cooper, another operator at the time, and myself. We were kind of trying to help the hospital go through the right channels with McDonald's, and they sent down a lawyer and a human resources person down here one time. We met up in the office of the hospital, and that was kind of a cantankerous meeting because the hospital didn't realize all the legal things that McDonald's was going to go through, and McDonald's wasn't sure if Roanoke was a big enough place to have a Ronald house. But anyway, after about a year, it all got squared away, and the house was built, and it's been just a great thing ever since.
Mm-hmm. And you were there like from the very beginning. So how did the coming of the change boxes and all of the donation boxes, all that coming into the restaurants, how did that come about? Because it wasn't there when you first opened your store.
No, they weren't. And of course, my store was open 10 years before the house came here. I think that was just kind of a national thing that McDonald's did, and I'm not sure who even paid for the boxes in the beginning of everything, but all of a sudden they just showed up. And then I know years later, since the majority of our business goes through the drive-through, they added those drive-through boxes, which was a big help too, because people didn't want their change anyway to put it in their pocket. They just dropped it in the box. So
yeah. It's been a big help. A lot of McDonald's house, that little bit of change makes a big difference in families.
Yeah.
You've been personally involved in your family as well. So tell me a little bit about what it meant to you and playing such a big role in supporting the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah. It was a great way to help the community, and not only the Roanoke community, but as you know, most of the people come from out of town that need a place to stay. And I can remember coming down here and planting bushes in the beginning and plants and trimming them up year after year. And my family would come down. We'd come down here as a family, and through the years, as we got older, we kind of stopped doing that because it got tougher to do. But my wife and I were both board members. I was on the golf committee, chairman of the golf committee. My daughter Megan was a member of the board here for years, here more recently. And one other story I'd like to tell you about the house, and the people who stay here, if they don't have the means, can get some financial aid. And I remember that, again, early in the years when I was down here a lot more often, one lady had a child in the neonatal unit, and she could only see him for like 10 minutes of every 2 hours. And so she'd go over there for that 10 minutes and come back to the house. And one time someone from the maintenance people were out there painting a bench that had just been installed. There were several benches, and she said, let me go in and get on my work clothes. I want to come out, get me a brush. I want to come out and do my part and help do that. I'll never forget that. That was so, she just wanted to do her part too.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Yeah. Well, I know that, McDonald's being one of the founders and your family being such a huge part of it, we're really appreciative to you and everything that you do and continue to do. And it's been a legacy of love because your daughter is now involved in the restaurant as well.
Yes, she's in the second generation program, hopefully be an approved operator
Yeah.
sometime soon.
Well, that's great. Does this picture bring back any memories to you here?
Oh, yeah. This is, I forget what anniversary, but boy, I was a lot thinner back in those days, I'll tell you that much. And my wife Fran had dark hair. She's a blonde now. So. But anyway, that is Fran and I in front of the house here with Fred Hill and Fran Hill, who was that tight end I talked about for the Eagles.
Yeah.
And his daughter was the one that really got the roundhouse started.
Yeah.
We had a great weekend with them. They stayed with us, and that was wonderful.
Well, now, Bob, famous for something in our community. By the way, you're very loved in our community, very well known. And that you never leave us unless you leave us with a joke. So you've got to give us a joke today.
Okay. What did the leopard say when he finished his Big Mac? I'll tell you what he said. Man, that really hit the spot. One more. What is the favorite drink of every frog? Well, of course, it's Croak-a-Cola. Okay.